All right, I want to jump off from my colleague, the leftist. Check his video out. I just reposted it. He's talking about how Rednote represents a completely unprecedented moment in history because Americans are able to finally look into China directly and see for themselves that a lot of the bullshit that our governments spout is just that, bullshit. Why hasn't the American government presented evidence of the national security threat? The national security threat is this. The Chinese are actually living much better than we know. And they don't want us to know about that. They want to keep all Americans just beaten down with just enough to keep going while they take everything else. That includes Trump. That includes the Democrats. It's all the fucking same. So a national security threat would be any kind of intimate information, human information, that would, in fact, offer us a window that is clear as day. That's the national security threat. That's why it's all about isolationism and building walls and being the center of the world. We're not the center of the world. Other countries do things better than we do. That's the scary thought that the people in power don't want you to know. That's the very truth that if we simply talk to each other and talk to people in other countries, if we had such a glowing aspect like Rednote, yeah, that's going to wake the people up. That's a national security threat, not to a democracy, but to a plutocracy, to a state from the ruling class beating us down. And the ruling class is scared shitless because they're increasingly out of touch with we commoners, we peons, we groundlings. And we groundlings have a lot of shit and a lot of awareness and a lot of perception to be able to peer into another world. And here's the thing. China is also communicating and learning about us. There's communication here. And if you would like to call that manipulation, you're probably part of the problem. It's communication they don't want. Communication is the national security threat. And when that is democratized, do you notice that the media empires consolidate and stop taking as many chances? With a couple of outliers, I'd say A24 and Apple Plus. They do their own fucking thing, but the rest of these motherfuckers want you not to know. They'll give you just enough to think that there's a possibility of changing the system, but no, it's done. Unless there's radical change, it's done. And that's why 77 million people voted for Donald Trump. They don't have any kind of fucking hope whatsoever. They're going to blow the whole fucking thing up. What's the real national security threat? Maintaining a nation that keeps people down like this? That occludes glimpses into other countries? Well, I think that's a national security threat. But I'm looking at it from the side of the people, not the ruling class. Because if we were doing well, we wouldn't be talking about national security. We wouldn't be offering canards instead of evidence for why TikTok should be banned. Well, they, not we. You know what I mean? It's fascinating. These are going to be some interesting months.